Well, good morning everybody. Welcome to Yoga with Nadine. I hope you're all well. And today, you'll be pleased to know we're going to start lying down. So if you come to your backs and come to your Shavasana position, your resting pose. So we're going to start as the way we finish. So try and get yourself comfortable on the mat. Have a wiggle, move flesh. And then maybe today we're going to start from the toes, releasing as we work our way up through the body, softening and using our breath as well as we go. So check that you've got a nice comfortable position, maybe walk those shoulder blades in together a little bit. Let those palms come to facing the sky, close your eyes or soften your gaze, just let those ankles fall open. And if your glutes are feeling a little bit sore, if the hips are feeling like your lower back is a little bit sore, just take a few tucks under with the tailbone, pushing that lower back into the mat. And maybe just a few glute clenches, and as you release, just feel that softening, melting into the mat here. So when you're ready, in your nice, comfortable position, we'll start. So today we're going to start with the feet and the ankles. So as we inhale, I want you to visualize the breath expanding in this area. Feel them getting bigger, larger, swelling here. And as you exhale, feel them deflate, release, and soften towards the mat. Just let go. Maybe they fall a little bit towards the side, a little bit more, and let everything release. Coming up into the calves and the shins as you inhale, feel them expand, that space expand. And as you exhale, feel them release, let go. You may not feel you're holding any tension, but when you release, you'll notice they'll feel heavier and softer. Inhale into the knees, feel that space expand around the kneecaps. And as you exhale, feel that soften and release and let go. This time inhaling into the hamstrings and the quadriceps. Feel that space expanding and releasing. And as you exhale, soften, melt and let go. This time inhaling into the glutes, the hips, the hip flexors. Really feel that space expanding and lifting. And as you exhale, release, melt, soften. Really feel the mat receiving you here. You feel so much tension in this area, just releasing and let go. Inhaling all the way from the bottom of the spine, all the way up the spine. Feel that space increasing in each vertebrae. And as you exhale, soften and release. This time inhale into the shoulders, the shoulder blades. Exhale, soften and let go. Inhaling into the forearms, the biceps, the triceps, the hands, the whole arms, the fingers, the palms. Exhale, release, soften, become heavier and just let go. Inhaling into the tops of the shoulders, up into the head, the back of the neck, the face, all that space here. Really feel as big as breath as you can. As you exhale, release. Release the lines on the forehead, the jaw, the tongue, those shoulders, dropping them away from the ears even more. And then just return to your normal breath. Noticing how the body feels here on the mat now, maybe softer, more released. Just take a visual scan of your body and notice if there's any areas that you're still holding tension. Sometimes in the hips, sometimes in the lower back, sometimes still in the shoulders. So just take a couple of breaths here, sending and really directing that breath to those areas that are really tight for you. Each time on the inhale, feel that space expanding, really filling as much as you can. And then as you exhale, let gravity work, pull that space down into the mat. Really take that release and let go. One more like this. Any areas that you're still finding that tension and tightness. And as you exhale, really soften, release, let go. Now notice the body. Notice the breath in the body. Maybe it's still, maybe you're super relaxed, you could almost fall asleep. The body is not holding any tension. And the breath is slow and calm. The mind should be slow, concentrating on those areas, expanding and releasing. So this time we're going to take a really slow breath and visualize starting the toes. And as you inhale, feel you're filling your body up, working your way all the way up through your body. Feel like you're filling a full vat and you're filling the breath until you can't get any more, all the way into the crown of the head. So inhale, taking as much breath you can, sending it into every body part. Really visualize your body maybe hovering on your mat here. And when you can't get any more air in, then take that exhale, deflating from the crown of the head all the way through the body, working your way, releasing again all the way down through the arms, the legs, all the way out to the tips of the toes, and until you can expend no more air. Once more on the inhale, filling from the toes all the way up. It's like you're using that breath to recharge the body. You're filling up so much here, taking in full charge with using that breath. And when you can't take any more, you're like bursting. Then exhale, release, soften, and let everything go. That little breath that you hold in the lower diaphragm, really take it out, send it out, expend it, get rid of all that awful stale air until you can expend no more breath. And then return to the normal breath. Notice the body here. Maybe those two really full breaths started to energize the body. Maybe feel a slight tingling in the fingers and the toes. Just notice how you feel. We're going to start to bring some movement in the body, wiggling fingers and toes, twisting off wrists and ankles, maybe rocking the head from side to side, massaging at the back of the head, maybe opening, closing the jaw, scrunching up the nose, the forehead, getting some movement, whatever feels good for you. And then to reach up overhead, point through with the fingers and the toes, take a full body stretch here. And then point through with the right toe and point through with the right fingers. Really lengthen the right side of the body as much as you can. Take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, release. Come to the other side, point through with the left fingers and the left toes. Really stretch it here as much as you can. Inhaling. Exhale, release. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Massage through the lower back. Oh, notice how that feels. Maybe take some circles with the knees. One way and then the other. Just starting to wake up through the hips. Massage into the lower back. And then slowly when you're ready, pushing yourself to one side. Pushing yourself up to seated. And then coming round to all fours position. So set yourself up on your mat. Your hair, waking your body up again. Maybe take some serpent swallows with that back, sway with the hips, sway with the shoulders, circle round, just have a little play of what feels good for you. Try not to be directed to me here. Feel like this is your playtime, working the way through the body, arching through the back, sending the weight over the heels, maybe sending the weight over the hands, really just waking up the whole body, reawakening, warming, and noticing how the body feels here, what's feeling tight, what's feeling sore. Maybe you've been doing some exercise that you don't normally do, and your body's starting to feel it as you're reawakening muscles that you don't normally use. And then when you're ready, come to your cat-cow position. Really spread those hands wide, index fingers to the front of the mat, as always, wrist, elbow, shoulders stacked, pushing up through the shoulder blades, nice and strong. Knees under hips, toes untucked. We're going to inhale, drop the belly to the floor in that lovely cow stretch, and really just pause here. Really take a nice sink, really let that drop, soften and release. Inhale here as you exhale, tuck tailbone, pushing up into the cat stretch. Really push high, tuck tailbone under, maybe look through to those heels, those feet, nodding in that head. This time inhale, drop belly to cow. We're nice and moving a little bit quicker this time. And as you exhale, tuck tailbone, pushing high into cat stretch. Inhale, belly to floor, cow. Exhale, tuck tailbone, pushing high, cat stretch. Last time, inhale, drop belly to the floor. Cow. Exhale, pushing high, cat stretch. Inhale, neutral spine, reset tabletop position here. Inhale here, as you exhale, send that right leg out behind you. Square off those hips, nice and long. And then bend that knee, so you're taking the foot to the sky. So flex that foot nice and strong, lifting that knee. Squeezing through the belly, so you're trying to square the hips. So you're taking equal weight through those hips here. Inhale, flex that foot to the sky and pulse for 8. Squeeze the glutes. 7, 6, 5, 4. Squeeze a little glute. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze that higher, and then as you exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Take a cat stretch here. Really squeeze that knee here. Inhale here, exhale, step through between the hands. Tuck the toes on the left foot and walk that left knee back a little bit. Take the right hand inside the right ankle, and we're coming into lizard pose here. So both hands are still the same tabletop here. Your right knee is against your right elbow, your right shoulder, and you're squeezing that into the side. And then here, tuck the tailbone under, push the hips so that you're pushing the hips into the mat. So you're feeling that lovely stretch here. And if you've got anything here that you want to use, I don't know if you have a block or if a stack of books or a cushion or something like that, maybe here you want to drop the forearms onto something, or just keep those hands high, but then push the elbows back towards your feet. So you're taking like a little press up here. So you're switching on into those triceps, softening here, and then you're pushing those hips in as well. So you're taking a nice sink in the hips. Just breathe here. You're trying to open the hips and then bring that right knee to that right shoulder. So you're trying to switch on that inner thigh as well. So take a few more breaths here, just sinking the hips. So you really should be pressing this left hip flexor into the mat. And then you also could be feeling it into those triceps. So if your arms are on the floor, that's fine. You're still sinking the hips. If you want to work the triceps as well, just sink here and hold here. Inhale here as you exhale, pushing high with the arms. Step back with that right knee, coming back to cat-cow. So we're going to take 4 cat-cows here to just pause before we come to the other side. So inhale, drop the belly to the floor, look forward. Exhale, tuck and push, cat stretch. Inhale, dropping belly, cow. Exhale, push. 12. more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, push, cat. Last time, inhale, cow, chin and chest forward. Exhale, tuck tail, pushing into the shoulders. Inhale, neutral spine, and exhale. Inhale here, exhale, slide the left leg out. So nice and strong, square off the hips to start. Nice and positioned, pushing through both hands equally, trying to keep the body nice and strong and straight. Already tensing and stretching, engaging through that left glute. Inhale here, exhale, bend the foot to the sky, so we're bending the knee. So again, don't let that hip drop, really lift it up, using that, activating through that glute. And we're going to pulse to the sky for 8. Really switch on that glute. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it, lift it as you exhale, knee to nose. Cat stretch, pulling high, really lifting that knee to your navel as much as you can. And as you exhale, step through the foot between the hands. So left foot between the hands. Tuck the right toes, walk that right knee back a little bit so you've got a nice stretch in that right hip flexor. And then take the left hand inside the left foot and just set up those shoulders. So check everything is set up. So your left heel of your hand should be in line with the left heel of your foot. Bring that left knee into your shoulder, and same on the other, well, not the same on the other side, but check the wrist, elbow, shoulder are stacked here. If you want to walk that knee back a little bit more, if that's good for you, that's good. And then tuck the tailbone under, push the hips into the mat, and then push the chest forward. So you're not arching through the back here, you're trying to sink so the chest is lifted and you're sinking into the hips. So you should feel really nice opening into that right hip flexor. So each exhale you take, maybe you can tuck that tailbone, push through to the hip flexor a little bit more. And when you feel that's a little bit warmer, maybe then you want to take those elbow creases to the front of your mat and then send the elbows back. So you're kind of in a tricep press here. So you're just coming in, sinking down, using that, pushing through the whole palm of the hand into the mat, or take the forearms to the mat if that's good for you. So just use that breath to sink into the hips. It takes a little while for them to warm up, to sink in. And then bring that left knee into that left shoulder so that it's engaged here. So your choice, hands or block or books or whatever you like, or just using that press so you can feel that activation in the triceps. One more breath here, one more full breath, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale here, as you exhale, lengthen up, return that leg back, come to all fours. So we're going to take 2 cat-cows just to neutralise. Inhale, drop belly, cow. Exhale, tuck and push, cat. Last time, inhale, drop belly, cow. Exhale, tuck and push, cat. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, tuck toes, lift knees, downward facing dog. So first dog of the day. Maybe pedal out the dog, maybe sway the hips if that's good for you. Maybe really push into those toes, maybe spread those toes, feel that notice of the ground under your feet. Maybe drop the shoulders a little bit more away from the ears. Maybe feel that clicking and cracking of your body as it's waking up. Maybe those hamstrings feel really tight, so maybe lift those heels higher. And then just soften here. Start to switch into the breath. Pause your dog. Really push into those hands. Spread the whole weight through the hands. Send the chest towards the thighs, looking through the ankles. Lift the tailbone high. Really notice it through those hamstrings. And then maybe send those heels a little closer to the ground. Just soften and release here. One more full breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, right leg to sky, 3-legged dog. Really lift that leg high, roll that right hip down into the mat. Inhale here, exhale, bend the knee, tiger's tail. looking underneath that right armpit, sending the right foot to the left buttock. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here, exhale, bring the knee through to the nose. Really cat stretch here, nice and strong. Inhale here, exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale here, exhale, tap right elbow with right knee. Lift that knee high, or maybe even get to your tricep. Inhale, three-legged dog. Inhale here, exhale, tap left elbow or left tricep. Lifting high, squeezing high. Inhale here, exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale here, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale here, exhale, step through between the hands. So nice, slow, low lunge. Tuck the tailbone under, you should feel already nice and warm in that hip flexor. And then from here, check yourself, your nice train tracks, not on a tightrope. And pushing hard through that right foot, pushing up, coming up to high lunge. Soften here, biceps by ears. Remember, if you've got that arch in the lower back, the way to switch that off is drop that knee. Drop that left knee. So you're lengthening through the back. And then when you're lengthening through the back here, you notice you've got that nice length. Keep that strong. And then send the heel towards the back of the mat, lengthening that knee out. Right knee over right ankle, nice and strong. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to tip forward, swing those hands back, lengthen behind, palms face the floor. Inhale, coming up, high lunge. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale, sweeping high. Exhale, sweep back. Once more. Inhale, lifting high, high lunge. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale here, exhale, sweep arms forward, coming up, warrior three. So, check yourself if you're going to hit yourself on the wall, reset. So arms long in front of the head, lifting that left leg to the sky, that foot flex or point, roll hip into the mat. Inhale here, bring that left knee to the chest, squeezing that knee high. Tuck the tailbone under, belly button to spine, shoulders back against the ear. Inhale here, exhale, hands to heart, foot to floor. Switching on the balance early. Inhale, sweep through the sky center. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift, long flat back, roll those shoulders away, belly button pull to the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly rolling up through the spine. Restacking head and neck. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, hands to heart center. 2 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. 1 more breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale through center. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to the mat. Step, hop, jump back to plank. Nice and strong. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale here, exhale, push back downward facing dog. Nice and strong. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here, exhale, come high onto the toes, bend the knees, tummies to the tops of the thighs, look forward. We're going to step, hop or jump to the front, straight into chair pose. Hop, lifting arms. Sink, biceps by ears, tailbone tucked under, nice and strong. Sink down, feet hip width apart, lengthening, dropping. Feel that little stool has just been put behind you. Sink a little bit lower. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here, exhale. Sweep those hands back as we did before. Lift the heels, hummingbird. Lift the heels as high as you can. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. Squeeze them together. Inhale here, exhale, drop the heels. Arms coming up, Utkatasana. Chair pose. Inhale here, exhale, forward fold. Slowly rolling all the way up through the spine. Inhale, lifting, lift the heels off the ground. So we're on our tiptoes, biceps by the ears. Lifting up through the quads, kneecaps, shins, tuck tailbone under, belly button to spine, balancing. Can you come any higher on those heels? Off those heels rather. So we're little ballerinas. Breathing. The body should be wobbling, shaking, and we're using our core to stabilize. Inhale here. As you exhale, slide down that wall, keep the heels off the ground. We're coming into our yogic squat, but nice and long, nice and slow, long back. Slowly using the core, thrilling up, you're squeezing those quads together. Nice and slow, shoulders back, legs building up. And then when you're down, take that seat, click, click with the knees maybe. Reset so the shoulders are stacked over the hips, tailbone tucked under, arms high. I'm going to pause here for a second. Those arms should be feeling really heavy now in the sky. Inhale here. As you exhale, lift the bottom of the heels just about an inch. So really fire up those quads. Tuck the tailbone, belly to spine, and have a breath here, or two. Can you come any higher? Squeezing through. Can the heels lift higher? Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here, exhale. Take a seat on the heels and coming through into our boat. So get yourself set up on your mat nice and strong. So early doors, boat series. Right leg point. And in. Left leg point. And in. Full boat pose, legs and arms lifted high, squeeze high through the quads. Inhale here, exhale, slowly lower the lower back into the ground, coming into canoe. Feet hovering off the floor, hands reaching up to the sky. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here, exhale, reach the arms and back behind. Inhale here, exhale, crunch up boat pose. Once more on the other side and we're moving on, so really push it here. Inhale here, exhale, left foot reach. And in, crunch. Right foot point. And in. Full boat. Lengthen those legs. Can you get them any higher? Can you get them any straighter? Can you reach those arms up? Can you not sink into the lower back? Inhale here, exhale, lower the lower back. Just the lower back. Lower the legs towards the mat. Reach the hands higher. Inhaling and exhale. Reach the hands up and back and behind. Inhale here, exhale, crunching up. Inhale here, exhale. Cross the legs, roll over, hands to the mat, hop back to plank. No breath. Holding the plank. Knees or toes. Check the setup of the arms, wrists, elbows, shoulders. Pushing up strongly through the shoulders. Tuck tailbone under, belly button to spine. Nice and strong. Inhaling and exhale. One more breath. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale here, exhale, push back, downward facing dog. So remember when we started doing down dog, that little flow, we're going to do that again on the other side. So breathe, reset. Maybe you feel warmer in your dog, maybe you feel got more movement in the dog. Maybe the heels a little closer, the tail is lifted higher. One full breath together here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, left leg to sky, three-legged dog. Lift it high, pushing that right heel to the ground, lift that leg higher, squeeze through the glutes, square off the hips. Inhale here, exhale, tiger's tail, looking under the left arm, left foot to left, right glute. Squeeze it here. Inhale here, exhale, knee to nose. Squeeze it, lift it high, cat stretch, three-legged dog. Inhale here, exhale, tap left elbow or tricep. Squeeze and lift higher, three-legged dog. Tap right elbow or tricep. Squeeze and lift, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, squeeze, lift high, lift it high. Can you bring your foot to your navel and then step through between the hands. Coming up into a high lunge. Check the setup of the foot. And then slowly pushing through that left foot, lifting up, high lunge. So set up here. Remember, look at me now. Look, really big, deep arch in that back. We don't want that. What we want is to drop that knee to the mat, lengthen the spine. So nice flat back here. And then when you're in this position, then lift that knee, but by pushing the heel to the mat, keeping that nice flat back. You should really feel it in that right glute. It should be like a rock, solid, nice and strong. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here. As you exhale, sweep the hands back behind you. Inhale, sweep them up to the sky. Exhale down. One move, one breath. Inhale, sweeping high. Exhale, sweep back. Loading up that left glute. Inhaling. And exhale. One more. Inhale, sweeping high. Exhale, sweeping back. This time, inhale here, exhale, lifting that right foot off the floor, coming through to warrior three. So set yourself up, warrior three. Reaching those arms out to the front, flex or point that foot, roll that right hip down to the mat, squeeze through that glute. Standing leg nice and strong. Inhale here, exhale, bring that knee all the way up to the sky, to the chest, keeping those arms long, shoulders down, tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, lift it higher. Exhale, drop the foot to the floor, hands to heart center. Breathe. Reset. Inhaling, just take 2 breaths here. And exhaling. One more breath, inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale through center. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift again. Send those hands back, palms facing the ground. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here, exhale, sweep the hands forward, bend the knees, lift the heels, come into chair pose, heels off the ground. Sink. Inhale here, exhale. Inhale here, exhale, sweep those hands back behind you, keeping the heels off the ground, hummingbird. So roll those shoulders back, pull the shoulder blades together, lift the heels higher, tuck the tailbone under, belly button to spine. Can you lift those knees higher, nice and strong? Can you lift the heels any higher? Inhale, drop the heels, arms to the sky, Utkatasana. Exhale, hummingbird, lift heels, arms back, palms to the floor. Inhale, drop heels, Utkatasana. Exhale, swing the hands back, hummingbird, lifting those heels high. Twice more, inhale, drop heels, lift arms. Exhale, sweep back, hummingbird. Last time, inhale, drop heels, Utkatasana. Exhale, hummingbird. Keep those heels lifted. Swing those hands up, coming to stand, keeping high, long. Woo, use that balance. And on the toes. So nice and strong, lifting up. That's it, I can see you. Lift high, squeeze everything high. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. So you know where we're going. We're going to take that slow descent to the heels. Use the breath, tuck the tailbone, belly engaged, nice and strong. So inhale to prepare, exhale, send the knees forward towards the toes, long flat back, slow descent. You'll get to a point where you're feeling it through the quads, embrace it, squeeze those quads. Slowly feel the shake, the wobble, and then slowly when you're ready, take a seat, click, click, crunch. It's just the air releasing, I'm told. So legs are parallel to the ground, shoulders are above the hips. We're going to do that little thing again where we lift the bottom up just an inch, just to switch on those quads one more time. Inhale to prepare, exhale, lift the bottom an inch so you can feel those quads firing, breathing. Drop the shoulders away from the ears and breathe. One more full breath here. Inhale here, Exhale, take a seat, pose. Yes. Well, it would be rude not to, wouldn't it, while we're here. Right leg point, and in. Left leg, make it nice, you're nice and warm now. Full boat, lengthen legs to the sky, arms to the sky, lift the chest, squeeze through the glutes. Inhale here, exhale, lower the back to the floor. Legs lower slightly, hover. Reach those hands higher if you can, squeezing everything in through the midline. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, crunch. Left leg point. And in. Right leg point. And in. Full boat. Squeeze everything up. Squeeze it high. Hold it. A little bit more, a little higher. Reach, 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 reach. I can't see your hands. And then slowly lower the back into the mat. Lower the legs towards the ground. Hold it. Reach high. Switch on. Everything from lower abs to upper abs. Everything's holding. Reach up and behind. Crunch up. Cross legs, forward fold, hop, step or jump to plank. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale here, exhale. Push back, downward facing dog. Drop to the knees if you need to, or just take your breath here. Resetting the breath. Notice how the body feels. Hotter, warmer, heart rate lifted, breath. Everything is pumping, firing, you're alive. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to do a little bit here, a bit quicker this time, but with an add-on. So we know where we're going, everything is good. When we're ready, set yourself up in your down dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Tap left elbow. Three-legged dog. Tap right elbow. Three-legged dog. Knee to nose, step through between the hands. Pushing up, high lunge. Inhale here, exhale, tipping forward, warrior three. Lifting that back leg. Inhale here, exhale, knee to nose, squeezing it up high. Inhale here, exhale, open arms, open leg. Lift that left knee as high as you can. Can you get it towards that left elbow? Inhale here, if you want more, take hold of that left shin or that left toe, peace fingers. Set yourself up strong. Roll the shoulder blades down, squeeze everything through. If you fall out of it, come back in. No worries. Inhale here. If you want more, as you exhale, push that foot to the side, lengthening out. If you fall, I will catch you. So, well, that's cheesy, isn't it? There we go. So use the core, use your exhale to lengthen nice and strong. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here, as you exhale, release the knee, bring it back into the chest, arms to the sky. Inhale here, exhale, tip forward, warrior three again. And then land that back foot 45 degrees, coming into warrior two. If you're not there, catch up. Warrior two, right foot forward, left foot back. Sinking in, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, palms to the sky, lengthen the front leg, the right leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, palms to the sky, lengthen the front leg. Exhale, warrior two. Twice more, inhale, lengthen. Reaching high, exhale, sink, warrior two. Can you sink any lower into that warrior? Once more, inhale here. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale here, as you exhale, turn the right toes in so that you're in a wide leg. Both toes facing the length, long length of the mat. Inhale here, exhale, bring the hands into heart center. We're coming into Skandasana at the back of the mat. So turn the left toes towards the back of the mat, and then you want to sink down. So you're tracking your left knee over your left toes, sinking down, Skandasana. So we can either be high or we can take our hands to the mat and sink low. So nice and strong. If you're low, then flex that back foot nice and strong. So we're nice and open in the hips from earlier, so we're sinking in. So we're trying to set up so the shoulders are stacked under the hips, nice and strong. So maybe the hands are on the mat, or maybe we bring the hands across in front of ourselves, like a little Russian dancer. Inhale here and exhale. Maybe then we're going to progress, we're going to take the left hand to the left, so it's just in front of that left foot, and you're pushing your left tricep into the left knee. So you're pushing that left knee open a little bit more. And then maybe on the inhale, reaching that right arm up to the sky. Sink here. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here, exhale. Take the hands back to the mat. Coming in, back to wide leg, forward fold, but hands are to the mat this time. So toes are the front, heels are to the back, lifting high. Hands are to the mat, just under the shoulders. Inhale here, as you exhale, take a forward fold, elbows bending. So like we did in our lizard, like in a tricep. And you're just sinking here, pushing into the outside edges of those feet, lifting up through the arches. Maybe the head comes to the floor, maybe it doesn't matter. But lift that tailbone high up to the sky. And just pause here. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here, as you exhale, come to the halfway lift. And as you exhale, turn the right toes out. We're coming into Skandasana to the front of the mat. Flex the left toes, sinking in here. So take a moment to get set up here. Sink into the hips. Maybe the hands to the mat, or maybe you want to take those cross arms in front, sinking those hips. So trying to level up through the back, flexing that foot. And then drop the right hand to the mat, just inside that right foot, pushing the right tricep into the knee, opening it. And then as you inhale, sweep the left hand up to the sky, gazing up to that hand, flexing here. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale, take the hands to the mat, come back into that wide leg, forward fold again. So sink here, maybe grab hold of the ankles, the outside of the ankles at this time. We're opening up those elbows, sink in, lifting the tailbone high, feel a real stretch down the back of those hamstrings. Just softening here and breathing, and then viewing your world from this upside down position. Who knew a tree looked like that upside down? Breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Being in this position with the head under the heart is all good. And maybe viewing the world at different perspectives is also good too. Inhale here as exhale, as you walk the hands round to the right foot, to the front of the mat, frame that front foot. So we're in the front foot here, wide leg forward fold. We're going to come through into our lizard again. So take the right hand inside the right foot. So the back knee is off the floor this time. If you want to drop the knee to the floor, absolutely. But if not, keep it high. Pushing the heel back, lifting the kneecap so you're not sinking that leg. You want a completely flat left leg. And then maybe you're pushing the hips into the mat, opening up a little bit more. So you've got an option here to sink nice and low into those hips. Maybe as you did before, sending those elbows back. So you take a little bit of a lizard press up as well, softening here. Or maybe those forearms are fully on the mat, pulling those right knee into that right shoulder. Tucking the hips under, pushing the hips, nice lengthening through the hip flexor, opening up through those hips. Inhale here and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. If you want an add-on to this, coming the hands up so the heel of the right hand is in line with the heel of the right foot, is you take the right hand under, the arm under, so you're trying to get your right shoulder underneath your right, your right back of the knee. And then maybe lifting one arm, into your flying lizard, or maybe lifting both arms. Flying lizard variation. And then returning the hands. How are we doing? And step back into plank. Have a little stretch here, have a little pedal here. Inhale here. As you exhale, push back downward facing dog. Drop to the knees, wide-legged, toes to touch, sink hips, child's pose. Just have a little breath here. If you need to have a quick drink, have a quick drink. And then we're going to move that through onto the other side. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale here, coming up to downward facing dog again. Last time here. Nice and warm, nice and flexible, so we can pick up the gear. So, when we're ready, settle in your dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky, three-legged dog, nice and strong. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze it high, three-legged dog. Tap right elbow or right tricep, lift it high, three-legged dog. Tap left, squeeze it, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, step through between the hands. Pushing up high, high lunge, lifting high. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here, exhale, tip forward, warrior three, lifting that back heel. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale here, bring the knee to the nose, lift it high, squeeze high. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here, exhale, open knee, open arms wide. So we've got that setup we can do here. We can either stay here, you can take the right hand to the right shin, you can take the right peace fingers to the big toe, maybe you can just stay here, stack the shoulders, everything nice and strong. Using that core, belly button to spine. Inhale here, exhale, push that heel out. That's it. Lovely, beautiful. Oh my goodness. One more to go. Inhaling, breathing, and exhale. Release the toe, bring that back into the chest, knee to nose. Inhale here, exhale, tip forward, warrior three. Nice and strong. Plant that back foot to the ground, warrior two. So everybody, here, left hand is pointing forward, right hand back. I'm going to turn around so that I'm not facing the wrong way. So we're nice warrior two here. Breathe. Sink into the warriors. Well done. Palms to the sky. Inhale to the sky, lengthen front leg. Exhale, sink. Three more. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, sink. Twice more. Inhale, lengthen. Squeezing everything up to the center line. Exhale, release. Once more, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale here as you exhale. Hands to the sky. Turn the left toes in. Nice and strong. We're coming to Skandasana, to the right hand side. So bending that right knee. Take the hands to the mat. Sinking into the hips. Flexing the toes on the left foot. Everything nice and strong. Maybe taking that right hand to the mat, pushing that in so you're opening up here. Nice and strong. Inhale, left hand reaching up to the sky. And maybe you want to take that bind, so you're bending that elbow, reaching behind you, and maybe finding the hands. So you're taking that right hand off the floor and then binding behind that leg. Rolling that left shoulder blade back and down, looking up at the sky, nice and strong. So maybe fingers are not touching, maybe they're somewhere, maybe the nails are touching, maybe grabbing hold onto the leggings or something, doesn't matter, but maybe the hand's still on the floor and the hand is in the sky, whatever is good for you. Inhale here, exhale, release the bind, take the hands to the mat, bring yourself up to wide leg here. So maybe those feet are a little bit wider this time. Maybe then bending the elbows, maybe the head, the crown of the head comes to the mat. Bringing those elbows in nice and strong. Maybe taking hold of the big toes of the peace fingers if that's good for you. Elbows wide, lifting the tailbone, sinking here. There's so many options, so many variations. You can grab hold of your ankles, the outside of your shins, whatever is good for you. Hands to the mat. And then everybody walk the hands back under the shoulders. And have a little practice. Turn the hands around so the fingers are facing behind you. And then start to walk the hands out so they're walking underneath you, to the back of you, so away from your face. And the palms to the mat. Feel that stretch here. You should feel that stretch increase up the back through the hamstrings. And just soften here. Maybe bow and head underneath. Inhale here, walk the hands back. And then sink to the other side, Skandasana. So everybody sinking onto that left foot. Flex the right foot. Take that left hand towards that left foot. Lift that right arm up to the sky. If you want to take the bind, bend that elbow, reach round, release that left hand and grab hold of those fingers. Lift the chest up so you're looking at the sky. Roll that right shoulder down, sink into the hips so your bottom should be pretty near your left heel. Make sure that left foot is completely flat on the floor, a nice flex on the heel. Inhale here as you exhale, release the bind, bring the hands to center. Last time, wide leg forward fold. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here, walk the hands towards that left foot. So we're coming into that lunge, that lizard lunge again. So take the left hand inside the left foot. I'm trusting we're all on the other side now that we've changed, I've changed ends of the mat. So sinking in the hips here. If you want to drop the knee, you can drop the knee if that doesn't feel good for you. Again, maybe then your chin, elbows back, so you're taking a bit of a press up here. Maybe the forearms are on the mat. Bring that left knee into that left shoulder. And if you want that add-on, let's try the add-on. Maybe it feels better on one side as the other. So release the left hand from the mat. Take it underneath the left knee. Reaching that hand out to the left hand side. So pulling up through the core, tucking the tailbone. Maybe then reaching the right arm and taking your lizard. Flying lizard, squeezing. Inhaling and exhaling. Returning the hand to the mat when you're ready. Sweep that left leg back to plank. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale here. When you're ready, exhale, drop the knees to the mat, sink back, child's pose. Another day we'll have the full variation of that. Not today. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale here as you exhale, coming up all fours. Inhale here as you exhale, lengthen that right leg out behind you. As you exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Plant that right knee behind that right wrist. Bring that the right foot behind the left wrist. We're coming into our pigeon. Tuck the left toes, walk that left knee back, lengthening it out. So have a peek behind you, untuck the toes, check that leg behind you is completely straight behind. And then have your right foot here flexed or pointed so that it's active. And then we're trying to sink that left hip flexor here to the mat. So nice and sinking. So notice how that feels. Maybe you feel really tight in that right glute. Maybe your body is rolling over to the right because that feels nice and easy. But we don't want easy, do we? So we want to roll to the left. So you're rolling that left hip to the left so that you're feeling that increased stretch in that left glute, in that right glute, sorry. And then push the hips into the mat. So as we did before, sink the hips, pushing them into the mat. All of that increases the stretch through the glute here. So then this may be enough for you. You may be thinking, yeah, I'm not moving any further than this. This is already agony. But if you want a little bit more, start to walk those hands out to the end of the mat. Maybe take the forearms to the mat. But each time using your breath to to sink into the hips, maybe sending the breath into that right glute. Remember, as we did before, expanding that area as you inhale, and as you exhale, feel it soften and release and let go. And always check that you're not rolling over to the right hand side, you're always trying to roll to the left. If you're feeling good here, then maybe take those arms out fully along the mat, sink here. And remember, chest first, chin, forehead to the mat. And just use your breath to really deepen into this stretch. Now, if you haven't done this for a while, I know I haven't done it for a while, and it really is quite a strong stretch. But this is an amazing stretch for the glutes, for the hamstrings, for the IT band, and for that hip flexor. So just take 2 more full breaths here. Remember, expand into the area it's talking to you. And as you exhale, really release. And then slowly walk the hands back under the shoulder, reset here. And then lift up so that you're lifting onto that left knee, sweep that right leg back, come back into that all fours, give it a little sway side to side as we switch onto the other side. So when we're ready, lengthen that left leg out behind you, really lengthen it. And as you exhale, bring the knee to the nose, squeeze it up, drop the left knee behind the left wrist, left foot behind the right wrist. So try and walk it up as much as you can. Ideally, we're trying to get this leg here in parallel. And then tuck the right toes, walk that knee back as much as you can, because the longer you get it, the more stretch in that hamstring. And then untuck the toes, check that that knee is directly behind you, not going out to some strange direction or angle. And then sink and soften. So sink into the hips. Maybe one side feels different to the other. And then really lengthen up here, pushing the hips into the mat, so really tuck the tailbone, push that forward. Inhaling. And then maybe if you want, you can walk those hands out. Forearms to the mat. For some reason this feels easier on this side. I don't know about you, I don't know why. So obviously done something more on the right. But they do say that the dominant side is normally the one that's tighter. So roll those hips. So roll, you're pushing your right hip into the mat, lengthening through that right hip flexor, sinking here. And then maybe take the forward fold if that's good for you. Wherever you are is good for you, as long as you can feel that stretch. Inhale deeply into that space, and then exhale completely. Feel it release. Maybe in the glute you feel that muscle releasing. You can really tell it's releasing when you exhale. Feel it heavy and soft in the hips. Heavy in the hips. 2 more full breaths here. And then slowly walk the hands back under the shoulders. Roll yourself to the left glute, and then swing that right leg round. Bring yourself long legs. Give those legs a bang, a wobble, a roll. And then lower yourself down, bring your knees into your chest. Maybe take some circles with the knees like we did to begin. Drawing circles on the sky, figure of 8, whatever you fancy. Or maybe just hug and give them a rock. So you should be able to bring those knees quite close to those armpits, because we've really worked the way through those hip flexors today. So you should feel a lot more mobility there. And then one more stretch. I want to take the legs to tabletop. Take the right leg over the left, hook it in. Maybe take an eagle bind if you want, or just one hook. So if the eagle bind is you're taking those right toes underneath that left calf. Inhale here. As you exhale, belly button to spine, let those knees fall to the left hand side. Gently controlled. If that's really too extreme on your back, just unhook the bind. And then take the gaze to the right hand. Really try and push that right shoulder blade into the mat. If it pops up and rolls over, really try and send it in. If that's too much on your lower back with the bind, just release the legs. But you're trying to feel that stretch, that twist in the lower back. And again, just breathe into the back, soften into the twist. One more full breath. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. And then unhook the bind. Take the left leg on top of the right, just as a leg cross, or take the eagle bind. Bring those toes behind the calf. Inhale here. As you exhale, belly to spine, turn to the right hand side. So slowly let them drop. Maybe the toes hit the floor first, then the knees. It's quite a strong stretch, so be gentle. Switch the gaze to the left hand, left shoulder to the mat. And just breathe into this space here in the lower back, this lovely twist. So we've lots of work on the hips today. Hips, hip flexors, and balance. Inhaling and exhale. One more full breath. Inhale to prepare, exhale, bring the knees back to center. Unhook the bind, drop the feet towards the mat, lengthen that along the mat, coming to Shavasana. So we finish as we started. Let those ankles fall soft to the side. Palms facing the sky, maybe walk those shoulder blades underneath each other again. Give yourself some space through the chest. Tuck the tailbone under, soften through the glutes and release the lower back into the mat. Close the eyes and soften the gaze. And just take a really big exhale here. And as you exhale, just release anything else you're still holding on to. Any areas of tension that you're still holding, just release. And then just take a moment here just to notice your breath. Notice your body. Notice how you feel now as you did at the beginning of the practice. Start to notice the sounds around you. Birds tweeting. I don't know. Anything else you can hear? And then start to deepen that breath in the body. Start to reawaken the body. Start to feel that breath filling the body. And as you're reawakening the body, start to bring some movement, wiggling fingers and toes as we do, twist wrists, rock head, open and close jaw, whatever feels good for you. And then take a reach up behind you, stretching out, pointing through with fingers and toes. Take a big inhale here, exhale, bring the knees into the chest, squeeze, give a hug, rock the hips, rock the lower back, release through the knees. And then slowly pushing yourself to one side, push yourself up to seated with your eyes closed and the palms open to receive. The moment that you've been knocked down is the moment that it counts. And the moment that you've lost yourself is the moment that you're found. You can see the world much clearer when your eyes are filled with tears. The only way to not be afraid is to learn to face your fears. You're not really afraid of the dark. You're afraid of a lack of light. And it's a fear of falling when you say you're scared of heights. The only reason you'll know you're sad is because you've been happy before. You may say the world's an ugly place, but you're only viewing it from your door. We're going to take 3 breaths together here. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more, inhaling and exhaling. Last time, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, sweep the palms to the heavens, join in prayer. And as you exhale, bring your palms to your third eye for clear vision, to your mouth for the truth, and to your heart centre for love and for life. Namaste.